everyone. Like Lena said, I'm Lavanya Sharma, the Search Engine Marketing Manager for Babbel. I specialize in the app campaigns, and it's been over a year I've been working with Babbel. And in my role, I work with my team in optimizing these app campaigns across multiple channels, including Apple Search Ads, to drive user acquisition and engagement. And today, I'm excited to share our experiences and insights with you. All right, so here's what we're going to cover today. An introduction to Babbel, obviously, a journey in developing these tailored ads to form a success story from one of our non-brand custom product pages and the best practices we have adopted along the way. So without further ado, let's begin with a brief overview of Babbel. Many of you may already know and have heard about Babbel. You'll see that Babbel is a language learning company founded in the year 2007. We're proud to have a diverse team of over 1,000 employees representing more than 80 nationalities. We operate on a subscription model, both on the web and through app. And our primary markets are Europe, North America, Latin America. And we have been offering 14 languages to our user base to learn from. So for the past 16 years, our mission has been to foster the mutual understanding through language, a goal we work towards every single day. With over 16 million of the subscribers worldwide, our success is closely tied to our ability to reach and engage diverse audience with different ads. By leveraging these fine-tuned acquisition strategies, we ensure that our mission not only reaches, but also resonates with these millions across the globe. Now, if we go to the next slide, I'll take you through our tailored ad journey. Initially, let's begin how we all started this. So we aim to increase the keyword coverage, reach diverse users, and connect with different audience through compelling creatives. So as we experimented with these various personas, the market insights, we recognized the importance of addressing these specific user needs. These realizations led us to develop a more effective and segmented campaign structure and adapted to the diverse needs of our users, maximizing the relevance and engagement. Now, to increase our coverage, we tested lots more custom product pages in the App Store and adapted them to better serve our target market. This will take us to an example of one of our non-brand custom product pages that I want to show you. So over the time, we tested and refined various elements to improve this engagement. So if you see the example from the top section is from the year 2021, and the bottom one is from the current state. So if you look at the very first screenshot, you can see how text heavy it was, and now how we have improvised it, adding the cultural bites, something to resonate with the audience depending on the different market that we work with, adding these flags over here. And other screenshots, if you look, they all have been updated and changed, and we have tried to keep that something that worked before, and we started building upon it. For example, if you look at the last screenshot, sharing a review, but we wanted to add a human touch into it. So we improvised it. So things that worked well for us, we kept it and built upon it. And if something didn't work out, we didn't hesitate to actually make a change into it. But before we go very deep into the custom product pages and the creative side, let's go to the effective campaign structure in the next slide. At the very campaign level, we try to define the different app features or the geographical targeting that we are offering. But the ad group level, however, solely focuses on the keyword themes and audience segments that we wish to work with or we resonate. Finally, at the ad level, each ad group is linked to a dedicated custom product page tailored to the specific user segment or the keyword theme. It could be any promotion that we want to work with. We always make sure that we have the dedicated custom product page for it. Now, this entire structure ensures that every aspect of our campaign is aligned with our users' intent and behavior, leading to a higher engagement. Since keyword alignment is the backbone of our strategy, so we have a focus on the primary keywords, where we try to target the high intent searches and the content match. We also focus on the long tail keywords, where we're trying to reach a niche interest, custom pages, or a specific language combination that we want to, reach out with the audiences. But by ensuring each search term is meticulously mapped to the most relevant custom product pages, we not only improve the ad relevance, but also drive a higher user engagement and conversion rates. This precise targeting maximizes the impact of our campaigns. Like I mentioned before, the strategy relies highly on continuous testing and the keyword iterations. So we constantly test ad variations and landing page elements to see what works best for us. And based on the data that we collect, we make iterative changes to optimize these performances. Now, this approach ensures that our campaign remains competitive and effective over time. Now, in order to reach this specific approach, it took us a few years. The team has spent enough time refining everything and coming with a strategy that could work for us. Let's go through the strategy that we actually work with. It might resonate with anyone else, but feel free to pick what works for you or what doesn't. So we start with the market and competitor research in the very first start, and then try to identify the audience segments and the keyword and match the intent. And we want to make sure the idea we want to test is worth it. So by combining these, we move on to the concept of the ideation finalization. And after that, we connect with our ASO team and the creative team just to make sure that the idea we have could actually go into the creative part. We hold lots of mood boards, design approvals, a review feedback cycle. A lot is done, and we go through lots of iteration to actually just come to a final necessary creative that we want to work with. Then we make the necessary adjustment based on the performance to further tailor it to our audience. And at last, we have our final tailored based ad on the user's need. How this strategy has actually led to the development of our current ad variation. So if we see over here, this is one of our brand ad custom product page. In the very first screenshot, you can see how this one is quite different from the last one that I showed you. We have it in the text heavy side, but we also wanted to mention that we have reached these millions of users now. Now, in this approach, we started to, this actually custom product page started to perform on the markets quite well. But before we did it all, there was a lot of research and lots of iteration and testing that went into it. This helped in reinforcing the Babbel's identity and capture the audience that is already familiar with our brand. In this year, we have introduced a new vibrant color that you can see. They're quite different from the past ones, following retaining the key elements and having a proven effect in the past. Here's another example, actually two of them from the non-brand custom product pages that I wanted to show with you. So we have experimented with these screenshots. We wanted to show what would work, what not, or different features that can resonate with the users. For example, in the very first screenshot in the upper section, you can see how different features have been highlighted. But in the lower one, we have even reduced the number of screenshots and highlighted a live feature that we show. So we kept on making these changes that we wanted to reach out to the specific audience that could resonate with these ones. So over the years, we have taken enough time making these changes, coming with the iteration just to go make sure that it's going to resonate. A non-brand ads target the broader interest-based searches, attracting the users who are looking for a language learning solution. And this dual approach actually allows us to effectively reach our audiences. We'll talk about how these strategies have actually led to a success story that I would like to walk through. This is another one of our non-brand custom product page, and I promise the last one. So if you see here, this has been quite successful after lots of testing and enough number of iterations, actually, building upon what worked in the past and tailoring to the user's need, like I've been mentioning. So notice that every screenshot here incorporates the key elements that I've discussed, be it the alignment with the brand identity or a new vibrant color you can see over here. We wanted to have culturally relevant graphics, so we added on the very first screenshot to tailor to different markets, a concise messaging, you'll notice, and different screenshots. We even wanted to change the position of our reviews that we add and wanted to add a human touch into it. So we wanted to make sure all the elements are there, but it's not overcrowding and has a proper balance. And we came up with this option. Now, this is just the creative side of it. There are some of the first half of the year matrices through this campaign, not just a campaign, actually, this custom product page in different markets. So compared to the previous period, you've seen an increase of around 140 clicks. So far, a reduction of 21% in the cost per tabs just in the upper funnel. And Since we have gone through lots of iterations in testing, like I said, we wanted to make sure that we are reaching out to different markets as well. So this was introduced in lots of markets to make sure these numbers were achievable. This also helped us in improving the install rates, and it went up by 153%, like you see here, and a reduction again in the cost per install by 23%, which is quite huge for us. And we have noticed that we were having some challenges in different markets. So we wanted to make sure that it's going to work out really well and we can actually generate a good ROAS. And it went positively in our side with an improvement of 18% overall. These insights are key to refining our approach and ensuring the continuous success. So over the next slide, we'll see some examples, like before starting any new campaign or creating custom product pages, it's crucial to thoroughly research the current market, competitors, and the target audience. It's our very first thing that we do. We want to make sure that we are understanding our audience identity. Search queries is the key, especially when tailoring the pages for different languages and regions. We try to align with the brand's identity in every screenshot that we work with. We always stay true to our brand identity and continuously test new features. We try to highlight different app components with compelling messages. It could be a podcast, a game that we are offering, the live classes, We just want to make sure that all these features are going to resonate with different audience and we are actually highlighting these. We always create a dedicated custom product page for different season, for example, for the summertime, or maybe the upcoming Black Friday promotion offer, or the New Year's, the Christmas time, any different type of theme that you want to work with, we make sure that we have a dedicated custom product page for it. And lastly, we make sure that we're tracking the performance matrices. It's quite essential for refining our pages and testing more efficiently and effectively. This helps us in tailoring and enhancing our user acquisition. But with these steps comes lots of traps that we'd like to avoid, and I would like to share them with you. So we try not to generalize or overlook the data that we have collected. We try avoiding the overcrowding or putting any vague messaging, in the pages. Sometimes working with multiple team members or a different team, there could be too many great ideas that you want to put in, but putting it all in just one is just a recipe for disaster. So we try to avoid that. Forgetting to focus on the very first 3 screenshots is quite common, as they convey your most important messages and will appear in your ad variation for the search result ads. Then sometimes you may think the idea is really great. It's definitely going to work out. Happens a lot, even with me. But skipping the testing is actually could cause another disaster for us. So we always want to make sure that we are never skipping any sort of test before anything hits them. And then using any off-brand elements. Now, there could be lots of elements that could look cool, trendy, or even the competitors have used it, but doesn't mean it's going to work for us. So just stay to the brand. This is just to wrap up. Here are the key takeaways. Let's remember that a user-centric approach is essential for driving the engagement and the conversion. A well-defined campaign structure with clear keyword alignment would be fruitful. The continuous iteration is key for staying competitive. A balancing brand and non-brand ad strategy is critical for capturing both loyal users and the new prospect. And finally, the best practices do matter, so do follow them, including adapting content for different audiences and tracking performance matrices. It's vital for the long-term success. And with this, we have reached the end. Thank you so much. I hope these strategies are going to help you out. And I didn't bore you enough, so you can